Hello? Hey, how's everyone doing? So today we're gonna have some fun. And we're gonna start. I don't know if the stream started. We're gonna start coding a Chrome extension. And a little background about me. I'm a Let me make this a little bit smaller. Oh, you can see my OBS. Look at that. How unprofessional. So I am a software developer, and I'm a software developer of 8 years. I know I look young, but I started young. Started as a teenager, working professionally. Learned to code pretty young, and yeah, I just like coding random stuff, and I want to start streaming. And I, yeah, I just want to kind of show people the process, and also have a ton of fun. So let's get started. Now, one thing that I want to do is I want to sort of walk through kind of like exactly how to build a Chrome extension, but also I want to like think of a good idea, which I already thought of, and I want to sort of show people how you would like from start to finish build it. So what we're going to build is a based tweeter. So what I mean by that is, because oh, by the way, before you start any project as a software developer, as a coder, as a hacker, whatever you're doing, you want to actually start writing out what you're going to do. So right here, I'm going to make a plan. So I'm going to say, all right, so what do I want to do? I want to make a base tweeter. What I mean by that is I want to make something where when I go on Twitter, let me go on Twitter real quick. When I go on Twitter, I want to say, you guys are going to see my degenerate Twitter. But when I go on Twitter, I want to be able to have some Chrome extension I can open up at any time. And I could say, boom, give me a relevant tweet. Right? Like, give me a relevant tweet. Give me a tweet about, I don't know, about being based in Red Pill. Give me a tweet about climate change. Give me a tweet about, give me a funny tweet. Give me whatever. So I know that sounds like magic, but for a lot of you guys, you know about uh, give me a tweet about X, and then I want it to fill in the tweet. So if a lot of you guys know about ChatGPT and things like that, so we're going to utilize a transformer model to generate funny tweets for us. And then we're going to automatically insert them into the web page. And maybe have a God mode that just auto tweets when you click a button. So there's a few things we got to do here. So like, let me think. First things first, we're gonna have to figure out how to actually scrape the page for content, which is easy, but I'll show you how to do it. Last video I had was showing people how to make a web scraper, which was super fun and awesome and neat and based in Red Pill. Just kidding. I fumbled my way through it, and we did wind up scraping Hacker News, but we hit some rate limiting, and we found our way around that. But to get around rate limiting, you can always just make Chrome extensions, and I will show you how to do that. So this will be so let's think about our technology. What are we going to do? This will be a Chrome extension, and we will use JavaScript as you have to with the Chrome extension. And the Hugging Face Inference API. So what the Hugging Face Inference API is, so it's actually pretty cool. I just set it up right now, and I was like, let me start streaming something. I'm gonna like build something right now with it. So what it is you get to host your own language models and run inference on them. I don't know if it's just language models, pretty sure, but yeah, you get to run inference on your own. What I mean is you get to make predictions through their API and utilize. I think they have AWS and GCP and a few other things. You get to utilize their cloud infrastructure to just say, hey, rather than having to get OpenAI API keys, you can host stuff on your own. So what we're gonna do is we want to make something so hilarious that, because, and I'm gonna be one to say it, ChatGPT just isn't funny. Like whenever, like ChatGPT sounds like HR, and I want to make something that's actually funny. So I researched. By the way, I'm like all over the place. I researched. Let me just show you some language models that I think are going to help us out here. So this is Wizard LM. I just found out about this. And by the way, if you're looking for open open source language models to mess around with, go to the Hugging Face LLM leaderboard and you will find a ton of cool shit. Like if it ever loads. So like this right here, the top one is Falcon 40B. So this, I don't think they actually let you load this one. It's so big. So I wound up loading this one, the uncensored one. And this pretty much tries to train a GPT-3 model, but as you can see, it's uncensored. So it doesn't have those ChatGPT, oh, I'm sorry, I'm super lame and I can't answer your question type answers. And let's see if this even, oh yeah, they can't load it up in their interface. But anyway, so I actually did load it up in, and by the way, this isn't like personal data. This is like something I'm going to delete right after this. Same with all my API keys. So if you see some API keys, like this one, don't think I'm an idiot and I'm just showing you. I am an idiot, but this API key is more just something I'm going to regenerate after this. But if you're on the stream and you want to destroy my life, you can take this API key and destroy my life. But no one's watching this, so who cares? All right, so we're going to use this API in our Chrome extension to hit the Hugging Face API, utilizing the API, the inference API hosting that they have to start being lead hacksaws and making some actually cool tweets, and then we're going to inject it in the page. Okay, let's just do it. So first things first, I have a test file here. I was just testing out inference API. So first things first, let's touch a manifest.json. I already have a folder, so if you're following along, you can go and create a folder, and you're going to want to touch and create a manifest.json file. And I already have some like manifest.json files already loaded up. Let me show you. I can show you some of my real code. This is an open source project I'm about to show you, so don't think I'm just like showing you like super important shit, which I would not do. Just actually, I don't really care. I'm not one of those people that's super weird about showing code. Alright, so let me go here. Let me open this up. I use Sublime Text because I don't. VS Code is just like too heavy for me. Okay, so let me get this manifest file. So whenever you're creating a Chrome extension, you want to have a manifest.json. You really want to use, this is some project I have called My Algorithm. I can talk about that some other time. But you really want to just have this. So I'm going to break through everything here. First things first, when you're setting up your manifest, you want to say the name of your project. We're going to call this Based Tweets. Yeah, it's my brother. I'm making a Twitter Chrome extension that'll write tweets for you. And you're going to say, like, I want it to be funny. I want it to be about this.
Yeah.
I don't really know how it's gonna work yet, but we're gonna figure it out.
Nice.
Okay, so we're gonna call it based tweets description a something. Nah, something's not great. It's a tool to write good tweets for you. We're on version 0.0.1. We're at the beginning. So manifest version number 3. So that's the most new one. You want to just use that because they really want everyone to use that. And it's annoying when you're using third-party tools and they just keep pushing you off of services to force you to use the new thing. Trust me, just use the new thing. It's never worth the bullshit. Okay, so I think we're going to need web request. So let me describe a few things here. So in Chrome extensions, you have background files. We're probably going to use one for making a request to the backend. I don't think we really need one. Our backend is the Hugging Face API. Host permissions. This is saying that you're going to have access to all these websites. And pretty much that's going to help us when we have to. I'm just saying all URLs. I think we just want to say like Hugging Face, I guess, or something like that. Oh, I mean, not Hugging Face. We just want to say Twitter. But for the content scripts, here we have all the places that we want this particular content script to render on. And I couldn't just say twitter.com. I'm just doing everything. Actually, let's just do twitter.com. The star is saying everything. After the slash permissions, we're going to say this because we want to use HTTP. If you don't know what HTTP is, look it up. It's how you're here right now. Like, I don't know how you're here right now if you don't know what HTTP is. So the action is this is just showing you what the pop-up file is and the icon. We don't have an icon yet, so actually let's just delete that. All right, so let's go and create a pop-up. Create all our files. We want a pop-up file. So this is going to be the web page, and let's go make HTML file. I've done this so many goddamn times. Okay, so we don't really need a title. Let's just say based tweets. And we'll figure out what to do here, but for now, we'll just do that. And we want a content.js. It's going to be the meat of what we're doing. And we're going to have a background.js, just in case. I'm not sure if they changed the permissions and all that stuff, but pretty sure we want that. All right, so last time my screen was, my video was covering some of the code, so I don't want to do that this time. All right, so we're gonna go to Twitter. So we're actually, let me show you how to load it up. So when you go and you want to build a Chrome extension, what you need to do is you need to create a folder that has what I just showed you. Manifest, some files. It's actually just a test. Let's add something to let's add a alert to our console log. To our content.js. Based tweets. Alright, so now when you want to create a Chrome extension, you got to load the unpacked extension here. And where is it? Let's see. I think I called it experiments based tweets. Okay, select this. Cool. We have it right here. Let's go to Twitter. Let's see if we get an alert. Yep, and we got an alert. So we know it's running on Twitter. Let's just make sure it's not running on other pages. It is not running on this page. Cool. So on Twitter, we got some tweets here. And here we actually have access to the pop-up. We can open it up right here. I can say for this here, so first things first, so we think about what do we want to do? We want to like have some options to tell it to do something, and we want to have it right in the tweet automatically. So my first thought is, hold on, what is this? Reading list. I don't fucking read. Okay, pin. Let's open this up. So we want to actually have a form in here that says, write me a tweet. We'll add some different options eventually, but for now, let's just do that. So let's say div button. And this is going to be pretty cool. I feel like you could scale something like this up, and you could really start like what if eventually everyone on Twitter is just like a bot? Just like everyone's just trying to, you can even make it so that it uses all the previous messages in the prompt to like debate people. We could have like a debate option. All right, so give me a tweet, and then let's have a div will enter the tweet. So the way it is, I'm thinking, let's just make it as a text area. When you say give me a tweet, it's just gonna like generate the tweet. It's gonna load something, and I'm not using React, by the way, because I just didn't feel like setting that up. And here I'm gonna have like a loading state. It's gonna be so janky, but that's fine. So let's say content. Oh, I've used React so much. I'm saying class name right here. Oh my god. React. No, I was gonna say React sucks, but that's actually really good. All right, so content, loading screen, tweet screen. Give me a tweet button. Is always going to be there. So let's do something where they click on give me a tweet and the loading screen shows, and then once we get the tweet, we show the tweet screen. And we could give this like an ID called like I'm just using classes for everything, but let's just do tweet area. We're going to show it. I did it just so it's easy to copy. I just did a text area, or easy to update it. All right, so we can also make it go on the page too, but for now, let's just add it to the text area. So one thing, we need a script for this page. So we want to do stuff in the script tag. So let's go, let's do source. Let's make a file called popup.js, be very generic. Touch popup.js, and let's go in here, and let's say when someone clicks on this button, I give the button an ID. Get tweet. So very simple. We're not structuring much here. We're being super hacky. We don't have a lot of time. So this is the tweet button. This is the get tweet button. And you can use semicolons and not in JavaScript. It's not like a big deal. No one just comes and breaks through the door and is like, oh, you're not using a semicolon, and smacks you in the face. That doesn't happen. Only when you're a senior. So we want to add event listener. Click. We want to say get the event. I don't think we need the event. But anyway, we really want to like run some sort of routine to actually fetch a tweet. So like generate tweet function. we're declaring the function, so it's hoisted. And here I'm just going to say, you know, test or final tweet equals test, return final tweet. You know, we're going to have to do stuff to get final tweet eventually, like hit the API, do some magic. We're going to think about the features, think about what we want to do with the features, but for now, let's just do this. So, and for the loading, I'm going to I know this sucks, but I just want to show you how we're going to do the loading first. But I'm going to put this in a set timeout so it waits a second, just so I can show you how the loading will work. So we're saying add a second, where am I at? We're saying add a second here, just to do it. So, whoa, that wasn't even like a sentence. All right, so when I say generate tweet, the first thing I want to do is I want to get the loading screen. If you're unsure what I'm doing here when I'm saying document dot, you know what? Last video I said you suck if you use document get element by ID, but I literally just like did it. All right, so let's do this. Let's go and get the loading screen. Dot loading screen, and for the loading screen, we're gonna say loading screen dot display dot style dot display equals block, and then when we get our tweet, oh right, I forgot, we don't want to return and set timeout, but when we get our tweet, I know this is like such bullshit what I'm doing right now, but I forgot to set timeouts. Alright, we're gonna have to use a promise anyway, but I forgot to set timeout is we're gonna have to get a promise to get this value. But it was all just scaffolding. We don't need to do any of this. Just sort of demonstrating how you would wait, how this loading is going to work, and how you would return a value after some time happens. We're going to actually have a request happen later on, but for now, we'll just do this. And so we're going to display none again, which I just realized we don't have any styles here, so we're going to have to add that display none by default. So actually, let's get this text area. And I think I called it, what did I call it? I called it text tweet dash area. So when we get the tweet dash area, and if you're wondering why I capitalize every second letter, it's called camel case, and we do it because we were told we're all slaves. So here we want to, in the end, say text area dot style dot display equals block. You know, we want to do a thing where let's actually default it to none here for the text area, because we want to stop showing it and replace it with our loading whenever someone, and you know, there's better ways to do loading. We're doing super bare minimum here, but we want to replace it. And if you're wondering why I'm not testing the code here, this is just what I do. I'm like kind of crazy. I don't test a lot of code. This does not need to be async. All right, so this is the final tweet, and let's now get the tweet area. Oh, actually, you know what? We don't need to like return. Let's see. It's because let's do show tweet. So I was thinking, how are we gonna like show the tweet to the user? let's have another function. This is a function we'll do later where we'll say, let's do show tweet, final tweet. So like we'll have a function that's like, actually render tweet on page. We'll do that later. This is going to be to get the Twitter input and show the tweet. We won't do that right now. And enter the tweet. Okay, but for now, we'll just show tweet in the text area. So this will just reveal the tweet in the text area. So all we need to do is refetch the text area. And the reason why I was hesitating is I was like, maybe this logic should just be done in here. But I was like, it's fine. We don't have to do that. We can keep everything kind of, separation concerns, keep everything sort of tight here. And interoperable. Fairly. So let's go into the tweet area, make the value. You go to the tweet, then that's it. Yeah, it's not really that complicated, the function. All right, so what do we have here? So we resolve. By the way, when you have promises, resolve is what finishes the promise. So whenever you're using, if you're like a JavaScript person and you use .then a lot, this is the .then. This is the value you get. It's what you put in the resolve right here. Okay. If you didn't know that, look up promises because it's definitely important. If you're just watching this for whatever reason, you're not a programmer, then I don't know what you're doing. Just watch something else. Just kidding. All right, so this is probably good enough to just show the tweet. Let me think. Oh yeah, we got to do some styling. So let's actually do some. We're not going to style a lot. Let's even just do like an inline styling at the top. This is not. We don't have a lot of time. We're not, All right, display none is the default for loading screen. And yeah, so let's go and reload the extension. And let's go here and let's run this. Give me a tweet loading. And then, it says undefined. What? Real quick, let's make this width 200 pixels. I'm just OCD, that's why I have to do this. I get it. It's kind of crazy. But I literally just said that this doesn't matter, but it kind of does matter. Alright, and let's go back. You don't want to like look at the thing you're making and it looks like shit. So that's the only reason why we're doing this. Alright, so let's refresh and let's go here. Give me a tweet, loading, undefined, nice. It's a little too tall. Alright, so why is it undefined? So this final tweet is resolved and what am I doing wrong? Dot value equals tweet. This is really silly. So why would that be wrong? Let me see. Even geniuses fail sometimes. Alright, let me. Obviously joking about that. Where am I? It's undefined. Oh. Okay. So, I'm trying to think why. Oh, I'm not returning the promise. Okay. I was like, am I like fucking idiot? Like, what the? I'm like, am I retarded secretly? Like, what the fuck? All right, so Let's get a tweet. It says test. Nice. Cool. So now we have the overall wrapper for things, let's figure out how to actually get things functional. So now that we have like a basic front end with a basic Chrome extension, everything's super basic here, let's actually make the routine to get the tweet. So let's say, make inference request. So here we're going to hit the inference API to get some sort of, we're going to do, so I didn't test any of this, so I don't know like if this is going to be good. So like, let's start thinking about the features here. So I'm thinking if you're generating a tweet, you want it to be like relevant. And you know what, to make it relevant, let's do something, let's have an option called relevant. And let's say if it's relevant, then let's actually do something where we actually scrape some news site to get some data, and then we pass that to our prompt. Like we get like some top news articles, and then we maybe like randomly pick one, and then like use that prompt. Maybe like Google News isn't a thing, right? Top of Reddit or something. I don't know, something like that. We could also do something cool where we get the top three random news sites, and then we get all the topics on those pages, and we find common topics. And then using those common topics, we can say, this is probably like breaking news, or this is like something relevant in the whole day, not just some specific big thing that the specific news article wants to push. And then we can talk about that. Let's do baby steps. All right, so this is relevant. Make it relevant. How does that look? Make it relevant. I'm like a OCD about flex at this point, just because, like, once you go flex, you can't go back. You know what I mean? All right, so make it relevant. Keep doing classic. Option. I'm doing the BEM thing wrong. All right, so let's go into our CSS. I was like, oh, we're not off to style this. Now I'm styling everything. Line item center. Let's give it some margin on the top. So when you have this right here, you're saying margin top and bottom. And then you're saying margin left and right, make it 0. So whenever you're doing, whenever you're using padding or like things like that, when you have 4 options, it goes top, left, right, bottom, left. When you have 2 options, it's top, down, left, right. 1 option, it's the same thing for the whole thing. Okay, so let's go and make it cool. It's vertically aligned, and we're all good. And let's go, so this checkbox, let's give this an ID called like relevant option. And we'll just hold that for now. Let's do that later. For now, let's just do the generic non-relevant response. Okay, so how are we going to make it? So I actually don't know how to do this. So we're doing this together. So they say if you want to make a request, oh, it's the same thing as the other API. Okay, cool. So I was actually already kind of doing this. So let's get our URL. This is our, so like I said earlier, if you're just starting to watch now, so the Wizard LM is a really cool. These guys are really cool. The bloke, the people that made this. Well, this is a different guy who posted this one, but like the bloke AI is this group who's been training all these really cool open source LLMs, which is pretty important because in the future, you don't want to just have all of your AI models just all belonging to one company that kind of sucks, like OpenAI, who's like gaslighting America into thinking it's like trying to help people and all this. But we don't have to get into that. But or we can. So like they're like one problem I have with OpenAI right now is pretty much they were starting out being, oh, we're this open language model. It's called OpenAI, and really everything they do is closed source. And Facebook, weirdly enough, is the one actually releasing open source models. And they're going in front of like Senate or whatever, being like, oh yeah, like everyone needs to control themselves. It's like, but you're the ones that pushed it further, which is great. It's like it's super manipulative. All right, so this is the prompt. So we're gonna, if you don't know what prompts are, it's this concept. I was like kind of shitting on them, but I actually am very grateful for GPT-4 because the idea of prompt engineering wouldn't exist without them. So, well, that's not fully true to the extent that it's widely used now. But a prompt is pretty much something in which we don't have to do that, but it's pretty much something in which you're asking the language model a question. You can give it instructions for instruction fine-tuned models. So what these language models really are is they're really like these probabilistic they're almost like hash tables for words, like this concept of word embeddings where you represent words in vector format. And these neural networks are trained on so much sequential word data, tons of Wikipedia articles and tons of things, that it starts getting really good representations of these words based on other words, based on how it sees itself in the sentence and how other words see it and all that. And eventually you start really understanding what U is and what R is and A is and helpful in relation to the other words. And really all GPT is doing is predicting what the next words are. So I'm gonna re-add that because we're gonna add it in the prompt later. So what this is saying is give it an instruction, and it was fine-tuned. And what I mean by that is these tokens user and assistant, it's seen this pattern so many times that it now understands that whenever you add user colon, the model's seen this pattern so many times. Whenever you see user colon, it's gonna be like, oh, like this is now a user prompt. That's an oversimplification, but that's essentially what's like. You're now programming the model using syntax. It's kind of like that's where I kind of understand the software 2.0 idea, because now we're actually programming this latent space of understanding it within the model by saying, okay, if you've seen this a lot of times, do this next thing, and hopefully it's not overfitting, and it'll actually start like generalizing and being smart with what you give it. Anyway, so, but I don't know. By the way, if you want to get real AI advice, go to your priest. All right, so user prompt. We're gonna say, for now, we're gonna say, tell me a joke. It's not a question. And then we're gonna just do, and we can update this. I don't really know how smart this is. I'm just kind of getting a random model. So I don't know how smart this is. And it's the uncensored one, so I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do. All right, so let's go back. Let's see if. So they gave us a request. I actually have a request request. We can write the fetch request here. So we're going to use fetch. It's just how you make HTTP requests in JavaScript. Let's make this async. We're going to say, well, there's other ways to do it, but fetch is a built-in library that's simplified, even though there's other libraries. All right, so like XML, HTTP request, response.json. I don't know what they return, so I'm just going to assume it's JSON. And let's console log results, and result here. I just realized we're not sending anything up, so we have to see what they actually want. And so they want you to send up. So I already have like an example of this object, and this is the post body. It's the payload. They want us to send up an authorization token, which I have. And like I said before, if you want to steal it, I don't care, because I'm going to regenerate it right after this. So let's go. It's a post request, so we're going to have to say method post. I'm actually not sure if this is the right syntax. And so this is an auth token. And this is, well, they use the access key as the token here. This typically, their API key as the token here. It's not the best way to do it, but it's fine if you want to do something like really widespread like this. I forgot, what was the, I think it's body? I'm gonna have to look up what that is. I have a whole I have all these hyperparameters, which are like ways to, like, larger things to tell the model. But for now, I'm just gonna add the prompt. So inputs, really what that is every one of these tokens has a, what's it called? Every one of these tokens has a number associated to it, and the input ID. And I'm guessing they're converting all of these tokens to the input ID. That's why it's called inputs here, and it's not just prompt, whatever. And then each of those input IDs has associated logits. It has a representation that was learned in the model, like a big matrix, typically, or a vector. And that's all happening in this backend, so we don't have to worry about it. All right, I mean, I don't know if this is gonna like do anything, but we'll see. In generate tweet, we're gonna eventually replace that final tweet with this. But for now, let's do this. We're making base tweets. And base tweets, whatever, if you're like, oh, what's a base tweet? What does that mean? It's whatever you want it to be. Okay, so let's refresh this. Do we have any errors? No? All right, let's go here. Give me a tweet. Oh wait, I just realized I'm not. No. We gotta go and inspect, because we probably got errors, right? Yep. Await is only valid in asynchronous. Oh yeah. Why, or what is not asynchronous? This is, oh yeah, we don't have to do set timeout anymore, or even do a promise here. This is just kind of for testing. Now that something's actually going to take time. All right. So result make inference request. Did it reload? Does it automatically reload? No, I don't think so. Inspect. testing. Wait, what? Line 32? Oh, I didn't make this async. Do I need to keep reloading? Let's see. Nice. Now why? Okay, we don't need to do that. We can now return. So the async is going to convert this into a promise anyway. Yeah, we didn't get any, didn't do anything. Log, oh yeah, we're not. Well, that's not the problem, but I do want to do this here. So why didn't this log anything? Let's make sure I'm showing all my logs. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure I am. All right, let's reload and let's go here. I know for the content script you do have to refresh so it can register a new one. I just want to make sure I'm not, like, yeah, it should be like everything. Okay, so we got an issue. Why is this not generating a tweet? Also, I don't think we need a background script because we can do this through the pop-up for now. All right, so why is this not working? So let's actually log at the top here. Let's say start. And let's log result. And let's give it a tag. And I know it sounds super stupid, but that's how things always are with this. Let's go here and inspect. Oh wait, I haven't clicked the button. Wow, that was dumb. We didn't even test it yet. All right, so unsupported media type. That looks like a security issue. I think it's because we need to do something specific to get access to Chrome to make requests in the pop-up. Oh, wait. No, this is the inference API. Okay, cool. So why is it... So we are making a request, even though it's not working. So inputs and bearer token. Unsupported media. Oh, wait. Are we supposed to do like slash something? They just gave me this URL. So am I supposed to do this? And add the model to the URL? They weren't super specific. Like that's happening in the docs, but when they said they gave me a URL, I assume they gave me the full URL because I only added a model, whatever. All right, I'm being too weird about that. All right, let's inspect. Let's go to the console. The servers. Oh, it's 404. Yeah, so that's not how you do it. Let me go back to this error. Let's redo this error here. And then let's go and get us a base tweet. Debugging. All right, so let's actually look at the docs, or look at a thread about it. So using fetch to make a post request. Yeah, it's the same shit I'm doing. Oh wait, this guy's using that. We're not using that. Oh, we gotta do that though. We gotta have the content type. So what the content type is, it's saying, I should have known that, but it's saying what type of thing, what type of data you're passing up. All right, so let's test this out. Oh, no errors. So the result is nice. We have some generated text in an array. So let's go get our result. Isn't that cool? All right, so let's actually do some checking here. So let's say if result, because I like to check my values in all aspects of life, especially when coding. So let's default this to, well, we don't have to default it. We don't want to use more memory than we need to. Let's do final tweet equals result 0 dot generated 0 dot generated underscore text, and if this doesn't have, like, is an array that has something, then we want to say, you can also do result question mark instead of this. The question mark is just a way to check, like, if something resolves. All right, so let's default this to you are not based enough. You are not red pill enough. It's not a very. It's not JQ enough. You're not JQ enough. That's not a very, like, quality error response. But oh, nice. Okay, so we got, why couldn't the bicycle stand up by itself? Because it was 2. What? So it didn't finish the. I'm guessing it said, like, because it was too, like, weak, or I don't know. But anyway, it didn't finish it, so we gotta, like, tell it to, like, finish the tokens and all that. But anyway, I mean, we got something from this API. It started doing something, so we're making progress. I remember, so in this test thing, I did some more stuff. Let's actually copy this. I can talk about these hyperparameters. I know we don't need to do this, but I just, like, I don't know. All right. So let's go and refresh, and because it was 2. Oh wait, I did save this. Yeah, I did. Why is it the same thing? It's pretty cool though. I might just go on that page. Anyway, so give it a tweet. Why couldn't the bicycle stand up by itself? Okay, so let's do, like, minimum 20. This is not the way. We need to have, like, a stop token. That's the real way to, like, get this working well. Give me a tweet. Huh. Actually, you know what? This isn't doing anything. All right, so am I formatting this wrong? Oh, it's parameters. Duh. Okay. Parameters, and then object. And these parameters. Okay, so that should actually do something. Give me a tweet. Why couldn't? Wait, what? Why could, I don't know what that key is. Why couldn't the bicycle? Because it was too tall. I'm guessing that's what it says. Anyway, so this is absurd. We need to find a better way to do that, because that needs to work. Because I had too many problems. Okay, wait. Why was the math book sad? Because I had too many problems. It's so funny. But at least it did give us, like, a joke. Like, that's cool. So now, so we want to, like, so this is the generic one. We can do a ton of stuff here. So let's actually, just to make us, like, a little, like prepare here a little bit. We're gonna eventually have relevancy and a few other things to, like, change this prompt. For now, we'll just default to this. And we'll return prompt. But eventually we want to be like, not only you're a helpful AI assistant, you're this, and also we want the user prompt to be like, you know, using this context, do whatever, you know. But for now, this is fine. So let's get the prompt. And let's do that. We're not using options yet. Let's get rid of this. Clean up. All right, so now let's actually add it to the tweet area. Let's go in this tweet area, and so what I want to do is I want to inspect, and I want to find out. So we have to do a couple things. We need to find what the actual DOM element is. So the cool thing about Chrome Extensions is they give us an ability to insert stuff to the page and manipulate the DOM. So let's see. So this div, that's a span. It's a BR text. So that's not. We want to find an input. Where's the input? Is this it? No. Oh, hold on. It should be right here. Is this not an input? Am I losing my mind? Okay, so where is the input? How do we type here without input? I mean, maybe, all right, so let's start typing. Oh, it's this span right here. Okay, it's weird. But it seems like that's the only thing changing, so that's fine. It starts as a BR tag. So take note of that, because we're going to have to, when we query select for this, we're going to have to not do it by span or BR. We're going to have to do it by this. So we have to find some unique ID to use here. And I'm in dark mode, so let's try to ignore anything that seems like it's using dark mode. I'm guessing data editor is unique. And content editable true. Because like a lot of this stuff is like not, like they like randomly generate their CSS tags. So, alright, let's use this draft editor thing. Render tweet on page. All right. So actually, we want to do a few things here. We can't just start doing stuff on the page. We have to send data down to the content page, so, to the content script. So actually, we're going to have to go in here and let's see. We're going to have to get a script. Forgot what it was called. Well, I know we're gonna have to do Chrome dot on message or whatever. Let's see, Chrome extension get message passive. So to communicate, we have to communicate to the content.js from the pop-up. And we'll say on message, and I think we're gonna have to do a tab query. To query for the current tab we're in. All right, so this stuff we won't do. We need to send a response. We don't need to, but we should. All right, request.greeting. So request dot found tweet or generated tweet, and then we could say so. It doesn't matter. So we need to say once we get the generated tweet from the request and the callback. So generated. I have to like sneeze. It's just not happening. Okay, generated tweet. This is like painful. All right, no, it's not actually. All right, so it just went away. It's so annoying. So we can do our query selector stuff.
here, but we gotta just make sure we're actually, say if we get a generated tweet from somewhere, then we're gonna have to do stuff. And let's say else just return return a response. This doesn't this doesn't really matter. But all right, so let's just keep this here. We need to figure out in the pop-up how to send stuff down, which I think we have the example right here. So we just need to query the current tab, which is something in Chrome where you have to like pretty much just say, give me the current information. All right, so chrome.tabs.query, or give me the current tab ID, because in Chrome there's tab IDs, and now we're gonna send something down to the tab ID. We're gonna get the tweet. So equals the tweet. We'll do that. Render tweet on page. So we can show tweet and then render tweet on page all asynchronously, or all back to back. So the opposite. So let's refresh. And so as to test that this is working, let's actually log the generated text tweet. And let's refresh again. My computer's so slow. Jesus Christ. All right. Let's go and let's go here and give me a tweet. Why couldn't did this log say anything? Let's see. I don't think it actually logged anything. It logged so much stuff. Let's actually just ignore all warnings and errors for now. Well, no. Let's not do verbose. Okay. Yeah. All right, so I don't think it logged it. So let's go and let's load this. Yeah, it didn't do anything. Why was the math book sad? Because of too many problems. It's so funny. So why didn't this work? I just opened it in Firefox. All right. Everything's just supposed to work first try. Okay, tabs message. You need to set up a runtime. So we're tab. Oh, I just realized we're not testing if this even worked. Let's get the inspector. Are we getting any errors? No, we're not. Let me go in here and let me, just in case, let me alert that. Let me also see if I'm getting a request at all. Let's go, let's refresh this. Let's refresh this page right here. And right, let's go. Let's give me a tweet. Oh, hold on a second. It got it. It just didn't like refresh. Why couldn't the buys go? All right, nice. So we got it. And it alerted. Okay, cool. So let's now go back to what we were doing, which was going here. We were trying to see if we could find this. So let's actually go and find something that can match where is it? Okay, in here. So draft editor root, looks like that's pretty unique. So we can say document query selector draft editor root. Let's not use these divs in the query. We have to get this thing right here. So let's now go as far down as this. Let's see what's something pretty unique in here. Content editable true. It's probably not a lot of things that are content editable true, which I see is how they're doing their editing. Okay, and then let's get the data text. I don't know if this is gonna work. We might be colliding with some other elements here. Anyway, let's just say this is the text element. Text element dot inner text equals generated tweet. And let's go and refresh the page. And let's go and let's generate. Say, give me a tweet. It didn't do it. Hold on. I did refresh this. But why did it alert? Did I not refresh this? I got rid of the alert. Hold on a sec. Let's refresh again. Now let's refresh here, and then refresh here. Let's wait for more stuff to load, and then let's go. Let's get a base tweet. Why was the math book so sad? Oh wait, it didn't do it. So why is this fucked up? It didn't get the element. It says can't set parameters in null setting. Oh, it's null. Okay, so we didn't actually. This didn't work. So you know what's interesting? I wonder if it didn't exist yet. Let's actually try this same thing right now. Oh, it's null. What did I do wrong? Let's do this. I don't think that. I think it's actually going to break it. Yeah. Okay. Let's do this. Oh wait, I'm like doing this whole thing wrong. Oh, this is a class name. Okay, alright. Alright. I was thinking this was an attribute, but it was a class name. Alright, so let's make some base tweets. Obviously, this is just a shitty joke. We haven't actually done anything yet. Okay, let's go. And let's say, give me a tweet. Why did the tomato turn red? Because it's okay. Let's refresh. I think it's like lagging. Let's refresh. Let's go and say, give me a tweet. Let's refresh again. Something's going on. Something's going on. Okay. So I'm actually going to log text element. Comma generate tweet. Just in case. Just in case. We should log stuff. We should always log stuff. I'm just going to refresh twice. Come on, I just want to see a tweet. Alright, let's go. Give me a tweet. Okay, so... Oh, it did do it. But it's not showing up. So this isn't the right element. Oh, you know why? It changed to a span tag. So let's hack this page a little bit. and change this to a span. How do you do that? No, I mean, there's a replace with, and we could do that. Let me just make sure if I change this to a span it'll work, so we don't go through all the work. Let's change this to a span tag. Yeah, it works. We change it to a span. Let me just look up if there's like a super quick way to do this. If we just do dot name, yeah, it looks like you can't do that. We're gonna have to like probably just replace it with a copy of the element. Because replace with, I think that's a new API. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Is exactly what we needed to do. Yeah. So let's make a span. Create element, span. And what was the other thing here? So it's data text true. So let's do span dot set attribute data text to, and then we'll do true right here. And we'll, oh yeah, actually, we don't even want to do this. We want to do the span has the inner text. And then we replace the text element with the span. And I think we're actually pretty good if we do that. So let's refresh. I don't know like why the refresh thing isn't working. Like, I don't know. All right. Give me a tweet. Why couldn't it didn't do anything? Let's see. Oh wait, it just did it. I don't know why it like took a second. Nice. We did stuff. Oh my god, my Twitter's insane. Alright, but cool. So we now generated like a tweet. Nice. Does it give me another tweet? Cool, and it just did another tweet. So we're actually like doing stuff. There's like still a tweet behind this. It just like it like fuck shit up. Let's see. Why did this get messed up? I'm probably gonna ignore that. I don't know why that looks like so weird, but I think it's fine. I can also see if I can tweet. Can I not tweet? Yeah, I can't tweet. It didn't trigger it as it. Alright, so this didn't actually trigger this as a typing. So we didn't do what we thought we would do. We're going to have to do more hacking. Okay. So let's actually click and then trigger some typing. Content editable true. You know what? Draft editor looks like something that's in a third-party API we can use. Let's see, add text, JavaScript. This looks like something that's like popular. Document.exec command. Wait, what? This is what I want. No, this isn't. Use string to add text with JavaScript automatically. Maybe that's like a better way to say it. Which is a draft.js insert text. Yeah, this is more what I want. All right, draft render to span from its own model. You should control styles. Yeah, but we probably don't have access to this, to whatever this is. This is like, or it looks like a React element. We just need to mock what they're doing in Twitter. Maybe we just say Twitter just in case someone's done that. Yeah, no, we're not doing this. This is like, this looks like, it's like state stuff. Yeah, no. We're going to have to be a little smarter. So what is this element? Offset Q. Let's get this. So I'm going to see if this element right here, you can, I forgot how to type. This is like beginner, this is like JavaScript 101, but I get it. That's Q. I get it, I get it. Okay, so super hacky. For now, it's super hacky. But we're gonna have to like automatically type stuff. That's why I'm saying this. So I just clicked on this and nothing happened though. So maybe we can't even do this. It was dispatching events earlier. I'm trying to get that. Yeah, dispatch event. Down. No. I want to be able to automatically select it. Let me see how this works. Actually, my bad. Mouse down. No. Mouse down. No. Okay, there's a lot of how shit works. You just kind of keep messing around. So this click happens, and that's fine. Something's blocking this event. So maybe I do this. Let's try to click. Oh, okay. Let's open this up. Let's go all the way down. No. Select content. JavaScript. We have to find some way to select the content out of the field. We want to select all the content. Whoa, that's not what we want to do. We want to select the entire field. Oh, no, we don't want to do that. Window get selection. No. No. Prearrange. Yeah, no, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. Let's just see if, before we get too in the weeds, let's just see if someone else already did this. JS select JS. No. Building Twitter scrape draft.js. I'm just curious if anyone else had to do it with this. Oh, okay. one thing we can do is actually, maybe what we're doing isn't that bad. And maybe we just need to trigger something else. Because this placeholder, like what happens when someone actually types it in? What changes? Let's just like try to copy whatever changes those are. Polyfill, focus visible, polyfill true. Interesting. Let's copy that. This is the content editor true. So let's see if we can mock this change, and that's gonna. I want to see if this actually triggers something when this gets added, or this is an effect. This data, prop. I wonder if this is an effect or if this actually does something. Content editable. Content editable dot true. Okay. Curious if this does it. So let's refresh. I think we have to refresh, but I'm not sure. So yeah, I'm pretty sure we have to refresh. Why couldn't? Wait, nothing happened. Copies. Oh. What? What? How come that's happening? Same thing. Oh, I did it too fast. Yeah, I did it too fast. Okay, so that didn't do anything. So whatever this is doing is not triggering anything. So we have to like simulate actual clicking here and typing. I think. But what is the thing that's actually getting that people are actually typing it? Draft editor root and let's see. Wait a second. Let me check on this. Okay, cool. Oh, someone's like, where did you learn to code JS?
Just saw that. I saw that.
Sorry, guy. Should have
You can have a pop-up chat.
said it in my sleep. Yeah, I need to like actually look at the chat here.
I wish you could pull up on your phone.
Yeah,
Just so you can watch.
my bad. Sorry, guy.
Well, he probably did.
I didn't think anyone was watching. Okay, but he's probably dead. Okay, so let's go and let's try to see how do we select this automatically. And let me give this guy a real answer. I learned on YouTube. Okay. So now we have to, yeah, we have to select. Yeah, this is an effect. Let's see. Element. So interesting because this element click, hold on, my light's up. Okay, cool. But this element click is like not working. I know I'm missing something. What am I missing? Pretty sure I would see it. Mouse down. Okay, so. Oh, is it a focus event? Wait, no, it wouldn't be focus. I forgot what that would be. Event, focus. Well, I think it is focus, but we're gonna have to. How do we click on this right here? Okay. Let's see. Let's go and area described by and controls. No focus. Interesting. I wonder if I can actually just get this location and do a mouse click on the location. You know, I remember there being a lot of. I'm searching so fast, they think I'm a robot. All right. So click events. This is it right here. I always just prefer Stack Overflow. Okay. This is a totally different way of doing it than the one that was like good. It's way too much shit. Let's trigger a mouse event. This clearly is not what we want to do. Let's do this. Click on client X, target element. Let's just do this. Let's refresh. Let's go back. Let's refresh here. I need to like check the chat. But okay, so right now we're currently getting into so we were able to get a base tweet. Really, it's just a joke. We haven't done anything based yet. We hit the API, the Hugging Face API that we got, and now we're getting base tweet in our Chrome extension, and we want to select this element so we can actually render it on the page. So let's go and this didn't work. Let me change this to the content editable element, because I think this might be a better one to test. Still log this, just so I know things are working fine. This is interesting. And this may also be a waste of time. Let's go. Let's do that. Too many problems. And the click did not happen. Maybe I have to double click. Is this actually a real mouse event? Mouse event double click. Really? I just want to make, is this a mouse event? Yeah, it is. Oh. Let's see if this mouse event works. And it does not. So let's just because I want to get to cool stuff, let's do that later. For now, let's just get the tweet, and you can copy and paste it here if you want. All right, so give me a tweet. I'm hitting the inference API. I'm getting something back. So I want to do something where I'm saying use this a relevant passage and answer that relevant passage. So let's actually get some like relevant data from the internet. Let's pick a news site. So like let's say Google News. Is that still a thing? Something that's an aggregator. Yeah, let's go to Google News. Let's get like a random article off Google News. I don't know if we can fetch Google News. So we'll have to see. Let's test if we can fetch Google News. Get relevant news. Get relevant article. Can I spell? All right. And for now, let's just fetch this right here. And then let's say relevant equals await fetch dot text response. This is, let's log this because I want to see if we can actually scrape the page. So whenever you want to see if you can scrape a page, you have to see the content of what you just got back. Now let's go and let's do this. Oh, right, this doesn't work on this page. There's no content script here. We need to go back here and refresh. So let's keep this page open. Okay. All right, let's go and let's click. Give me a tweet. My computer is destroyed right now. Hold on. Oh wait, there's an error in the pop-up. Let's see. Oh. And we're also not even running this. So let's run. So once we get a relevant article, we can use that in our prompt to say like, make a joke about this article or whatever. Get relevant article. And we'll do that. We can pass that to a prompt. Let's actually get the prompt outside. Then let's go. Pass the prompt in here. Right. So now let's go to generate prompt and let's see. I don't like know edit. Check anything. Okay. Yeah. What are we doing? Right. So let's see if we can actually hit this news page and get content. I think we can. Computer's freaking out. Alright. Content's freaking slow. Give me a tweet. Let's load it up. And let's hit the pop-up. We got an error. Let's see what error is. It's a lot of looking at errors. It's a lot of life. Oh, we got content. But I don't know what it is. It's a megabyte, so it's probably got something in here that we need. Okay, there's a lot of stuff here. A lot of SVGs. Okay, but is there actual page content? I think so. I'm just going to assume that this is... I shouldn't assume that. There's a lot of JSON objects. So the other video is cool because we just used Puppeteer for this. So let's not even use that. I don't think we can scrape this page. Let's find a page we can scrape. I know old.reddit.com. Pretty sure this is a scrapable website. Even though Reddit's disgusting. Alright, so let's try this. I just want to get some news data. So it's destroying my computer. It might be this Twitter page. Alright. Let's go here. Inspect. Still don't know what this random error is. Just showed up. Oh, it's because it's Bart parsing it. Alright, cool. Yeah, we got content here. So we can actually scrape this page. So now let's go and get a random one of these articles. So we're going to have this. There's a way you can load. We've used Cheerio, but there's a way you can load HTML. Let me look it up. I've done it a few times. You can create DOM from HTML string. Look, I searched it. So we want to get this HTML string, create a DOM from it so it can be easy for us to scrape it. Oh, you know what? We could just do this. We don't even have to do that whole thing. Oh, you know what? We should do the default DOM, and the reason why is it's going to have a head tag. It's going to have a whole thing. We want to create a root DOM though, or how do you say this? We want to create an HTML. It's kind of a weird way to say it. We want to say create a document object from scraping. I feel like people scraping would be doing this. You know what? I'm just gonna do it this way, where we're just like adding it. So the way they're doing it here is they're adding it to a div. Yeah, you can use a template, but this is an old way to do it, where you're just creating a div and then you're getting the first child of the div, which is going to be the page after you add it to the inner HTML. Okay, so we got the response, and I'm curious, what was that response. Okay, so this is our new DOM. And then new DOM dot query selector all. Let's actually see what these look like. It looks like a dot title, dot entry, dot title. Let's do that. Dot entry, dot title. Let's get all these elements. And let's log all these elements. And let's see if this actually does anything. Let's refresh. And refresh this page. Even though we didn't update the content script, but alright, let's go and inspect this. I don't know what that error is. We're gonna look into that. It is an empty node list. Alright, so let's see if this actually has what we're looking for. Programming, it looks like it has stuff in here. Oh, it says choice. Oh wait, no, let's scroll down more. Your account. Oh, your account must be emailed to participate in our sessions. Your post. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong stuff. I'm just gonna search for entry. And I'm pretty sure like there's gonna be something we're gonna have to do where we're gonna have to try to rebuild this from scratch, pretty much, which is fine. Actually, you know what we can do? We can no, you know what we can do? We can let's go to let's go back to this. Go back to, let's reopen this. Give me a tweet. Let's inspect this again. Inspector. No, what just happened? Let it go away. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Show more. You gotta find
Are you
a
recording
entry.
this?
Yeah.
Okay. Because if the internet goes out, if it's recorded, then obviously you'll have a backup.
Okay. Well, you know what? Let's finish this next time.